Today we're gonna cover 10 mistakes every beginner skateboarder makes. I will have some skateboarding sporadically through this video, probably right in the middle and then at the end. So if you like that, stay tuned. Mistake number 1 is not buying the right skateboard right off the bat. If you find a skateboard that's less than $100, you're probably not finding a skateboard that's good. I would just recommend finding a skate shop near you that has local completes ready for sale. You can also find these on websites like Zumiez or CCS, but a lot of local skate shops have completes that you can just buy. $100. That's what you're aiming for, at least. Now, rule number 2 is gonna feel like it contradicts rule number 1, but it's not. Don't worry too much about the equipment. If you're thinking about the wheel size from like 52 millimeters compared to 54, or your board is 8-inch compared to 8.25 inches, none of these numbers or ideas matter to a beginner skateboarder. As you proceed in skateboarding, that's when you're gonna learn the particulars about which sizes make you feel the most comfortable, but when you're starting off, really doesn't matter. Just buy that complete and learn from there. Mistake number 3 is paralysis analysis, analyzing skateboarding way too much without just going outside and trying to figure it out. You're gonna find that there are a million trick tips on YouTube that you can watch, and I know it is fun at the beginning to watch these trick tips, but a lot of people, everyone, kickflips differently. Everyone ollies differently. People's feet are a little different than each other's. So what I think is the best practice is to find one credited source and try to learn from there. And my recommendation is Braille's Skateboarding Made Simple. A lot of people have learned skateboarding from these videos. I've been skateboarding for 20 years and I think they are amazing trick tips, a lot better than a lot of the ones that I've seen growing up. So just watch 1, learn how to kickflip like he's teaching you how to kickflip, and then eventually your feet will move naturally into the position that feels most comfortable. Now, I wasn't even gonna mention these until something that I noticed, but it's about mall grabbing and Mongo pushing. I've always hated the idea that people tell you not to push Mongo because it's easier to skate if you don't push Mongo. That's just not true. There's no actual tactical advantage to not pushing Mongo. It's just something that skateboarders don't do. If you're riding backwards, AKA switch, then pushing Mongo is totally acceptable and normal. But what I've learned in skateboarding is the reason that all skateboarders say not to push Mongo is because it's sort of this unwritten club that allows people to know that you are a skateboarder who's been skating long enough to know better than to push Mongo. And that same thing applies to mall grabbing. Grabbing the skateboard by the truck indicates that you haven't been in skateboarding long enough to know that people don't do that. So even though they're stupid rules and you can break them all you want and who cares, skateboarders usually use the sign of a Mongo pusher or a mall grabber to identify a skateboarder who hasn't been around very long. I'm gonna show a little bit of skateboarding after this one, but number 5 is you're not committing. Most of the time when people ask, what am I doing wrong with this trick? Why can't I land this trick? It's just simply because you're not trying to. With ollies, it's a little easier to commit to. When people start trying kickflips, that's when everything just goes out the window. Almost every kid who's ever asked, what am I doing wrong with my kickflips? It's because you're bailing your front foot. You're not putting that on the board. It's 100% based on fear. Aaron Cairo mentioned this in a trick tip, but on a kickflip specifically, what you want to do is bail and put your front foot on. It feels unnatural, but it is the way that will make committing easier. I actually gave this advice to someone the other day, and the next time I saw them, they could land kickflips. And that is something that you will have to battle in skateboarding forever. So you should try to learn how to face that fear early on. All right, enjoy the skateboarding.
Just as bad, just as bad, you. And sometimes crazy rain. Just as bad, you. Just as bad, just as bad, you.
Number 6 has a lot to do with number 5, but fear is mostly a lack of skill. Let's say you want to ollie a stair set for the first time. You're looking at a 3 stair, but you're terrified. You don't want to jump down it, and the reason is because you probably don't have ollies good enough yet. I remember one day I spent all day trying to ollie this 7 stair. I probably tried about 100 times. Not one time did I land on the skateboard. So at our local skate park, we actually had a 6 stair. 1 stair smaller, and I knew I could ollie that. So one day I ollied that 100 times. I just ollied it over and over and over, and that's how I started reducing that fear and gaining that confidence. The next time I went to the 7 stair, an ollie was easy because my muscle memory had been so adapted into committing an ollie downstairs that I didn't even bail. The first ollie I went for landed on the board rode away. If you're scared to commit to something new, practice the old so many times that the new won't even feel like the new. Number 7 is a two-parter. The first part is not having a clear goal. And luckily that's really easy at the beginning because I think most skateboarders want to learn how to kickflip. That's just the thing, learn how to kickflip. But it can be demoralizing when you spend 30 minutes a day for 6 days straight and you're hurting your shins and you're slamming and you're not getting anywhere close. It can really, really demotivate you and turn you off to skateboarding as a whole. So it's good to have that clear goal of a kickflip, but you have to allow serendipity to have fun. So when that happens, my recommendation is always just to find something completely different to try to learn to skate. If you do have a local skate park, there are gonna be ramps there. Just go there and ride around on the ramps. Learn how to drop in, learn something different and new to get your mind off the kickflip. Luckily, skateboarding works in a way to where if you get good at one thing, it will actually allow you to be better at everything else. The whole key to skateboarding and progression is being comfortable on your board. The more time you spend on your board, period, the better at everything else you will be. So after riding around the skate park and just trying to enjoy yourself, try to have a good time, when you go back to that kickflip, it's going to probably be much simpler. Especially if you tried it for all those days straight, your brain was just mush mesh while trying the trick, and now that it's clear, you stepped away from it, it'll be easier for you to analyze what you're doing wrong and then commit. Number 8 is being worried about the judgment of others. I totally get how this can be scary, but I promise you a skilled skateboarder is going to pretty much know where you stand in skateboarding immediately. Just seeing the way that you ride, stand, hold the board, you can kind of tell right away. That being said, don't be afraid of performing terribly, of not being able to land ollies or anything. Everyone in skateboarding has been bad at a time or another, and I promise you that everyone can be at least a little empathetic towards a new skateboarder. So even if that means you have to go to the corner of the skate park where there's not too many people and just focus on practicing your ollies, being in that skate environment is something we all want to do. It doesn't matter if you're bad at skateboarding, just try to get involved and practice your craft. Most people will not judge you, and if they do, their opinion doesn't matter anyways. Number 9 is you're just not skateboarding. Seriously, that's a giant issue with new skateboarders. An example is a kid the other day said, I've been skateboarding for about 6 months now and I feel like I haven't gotten much better at all. I saw him talking the entire time and I didn't really see him skate for the 30 minutes I was already there, so I asked, well, how often are you actually riding your skateboard? And he said, all the time. I don't stop skateboarding. Every time I'm at the park, I skate 24/7. So I was like, okay, we'll just keep at it. And I skated the skate park for another hour and only saw maybe 1 or 2 times him push across the park, push back, and then just had conversations the rest of the time. Obviously, it's great to sit at the skate park and have conversations and hang out. But if you actually want to get better and learn skills on a skateboard, you have to put in the time and put in the work. I'm gonna play some skateboarding after this last and final one, but number 10 is track your progress. I don't know about you, but I have this thing about progress. Progress daily. That's kind of, you know, I like that stuff. This isn't even for sale. It's just a, you know, I put Progress Daily on it just because I wanted to. In this day and age, it's actually a very normal thing for people to film themselves skateboard, you know, like myself. I see it on Instagram all the time, all these people who hashtag Progress Daily. It's them trying to learn tricks, trying to progress, learning to shove it, and it's one of my favorite hashtags to follow. Not only does it just feel good to look back and see yourself do something that you always imagined yourself doing, but you also can see what you're doing wrong. You can analyze what you're doing with your front foot or your back foot or how your arms look when you're skating, and you can make the necessary adjustments as you move forward. Not only that, you're gonna gain information from your own footage that you can actually give to other people. A new skateboarder who learns how to kickflip, fresh on your mind will be the issues with learning that first kickflip, so you will have the footage to where you can share that story with somebody else who needs to learn how to kickflip. And that's my list of 10. Enjoy some more skateboarding. I hope you enjoyed this video. I love making videos like this, and I wanted to keep it straight to the point because I want you to genuinely just click it and be like, boom, there it is. I added some skateboarding throughout so you could be like, I feel like somebody who gives the advice of skateboarding needs to at least prove that they kind of know what they're talking about, that I at least skate a little bit, and skateboarding is my life, and if you follow my channel or know of me at all, you know that it's the thing that I'm most passionate about in this universe, and I'm always desperate to get more people into skating and progress in skating myself, so I'm probably gonna go skate right now, actually. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you next time every Tuesday and Thursday on this channel for a new video at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to see more skateboarding from me and my crew, my friends, etc., Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we upload to my second channel. So every weekday there's a new video from me, so subscribe to both channels if you would like to, or just this one. It's cool. If you like this, subscribe, check it out. That's it. Take care, progress daily, and keep killing it.